Hello, everybody. This is the Old Boy 82. I am coming at you with a little thing I like to call ancient anime. Yes, I'm going to show you some decent, nice series or stuff that is anime, but super old school, kind of like me. So, yes, I am the old boy. I might as well say it. I'm old. So, let's see. First off, everybody who's probably anybody knows of Clamp. They gave us Holic, Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles, Chobits, but one of their very early things was called Magic Knight Rayearth. Okay? It was a really good anime, and this is the series that introduced us to Mokana. Okay? So this is Magic Knight Rayearth. Yes, I have it on VHS. It's old. And the series even followed up with a second part, Magic Knight Rayearth 2. They are two separate stories, but go in order of 1 and 2. And they are really good. And the fun thing about it is if you own the VHS versions and line them up side by side, they start to make an image. So yes. And you get all the DVDs, and they do this same thing with 1 and 2. So again, this was an old anime, but it was good. Next up is another one that is decently old, and still, it's something that got a lot of people into anime. I am talking about Slayers. Slayers is good. Recently, within the past couple of years, we got Slayers Revolution and Slayers Evolution R, which is technically the 4th and 5th season. But we didn't get these until about 10 years. 10 full years, that's a full decade, after the final 3rd season of Slayers ended. So, we had that. Next up is this, Mighty Space Miners. It was originally going to be a 6 series episodes OVA, but got canned after 2 episodes. So they took it and made it only 2. And the cool thing is, this VHS has the only 2 episodes ever made in the series, which is kind of interesting. But funny thing, any of you who know old school MTV, they actually had a English dub parody using the animation from the series, making fun of Michael Jackson. So it was, again, this is your old school. Now, next up is the heroic legend of Arslan. And there's part 1, part 2, and part 3 and 4 here. Now, the fun thing about this is I've seen things on the net, that they are gonna remake this within this year or so. So it has to be popular enough that they want to relicense it and redo it. So we have those. Next up, we have Gatchaman. Oh, this is so old school and so great. And Gatchaman was the original one in Japan. Now, we had versions of this back in the 80s of it, but they went by 2 different titles. G-Force, and the other was Battle of the Planets. Again, they were old school. So there's that. Next, I'm going to talk about something I do not have in my collection, but still is old school anime. Voltron. Yes, and technically Voltron is interesting too. Technically, this is a kind of an American anime, the first of it, because America took two different series. Trying to remember the first one was called Go Lion, which is the one that we mostly know of Voltron with the lions, and the second half of the Voltron, where you get the car giant, the one made out of vehicles, was I believe made out of a series I believe called Daruga, and so they took these and they re-edited them together and created Voltron, which is, in my book, something America does, but not anymore. Now the anime community is so strong. Luckily, you can pick up both on DVD out there now. Both the original American remake, which was known as Voltron, and you can find Go Lion and I believe Daruga as well. Unfortunately, Go Lion and Daruga are only in subtitles. Okay? Now, next up is another series that is technically an American edit, and that is Robotech. Robotech had 3 generation sagas, and each saga was built out of a different original Japanese series. The first saga was the Macross Saga. Okay? And the Macross Saga was built out of the legendary anime Battle Fortress Macross, which has had Macross 2 movies and all that stuff. It's very popular. The second saga was known as the Master Saga. And the Master Saga was built out of a classic series known as Southern Cross. It did have some similarities in mechs and stuff to the Macross, so they were able to blend it in the generations. Again, but it was originally built out of a totally different anime than the Macross series. The Macross series and Southern Cross in Japan are 2 different series. 2 totally different series. The third one, saga, was known as the New Generation. And the New Generation, again, was built out of another series known as Genesis Climber Mospita. And again, this is America trying to take what they can and make it work. The cool thing was, Robotech in America was huge. It was the first real series that people rushed home to catch every episode to see what's going to happen. Sort of like how old ladies come home to watch their soaps. It was, for the younger generations, an animated soap opera in space. So it was really good. So, remember, I am the Old Boy 82. Thank you for this lesson. Old Boy signing out.